What's up, everybody? It's Frankie Finn. So today I want to talk to you about how to drop a piece of paper at the start of it. And we're going to do the 5 biggest myths that most people believe about getting clients. I see a whole lot of coaches, consultants, service providers, agency owners. If you're one of them and you're like, how the fuck do I get clients? What do I need to do to generate leads? And lead gen is just not your thing and it seems like a big challenge. Chances are you're believing one of these 5 myths and getting stuck in it. And you know what happens if you don't have clients, there's not enough money, and there's always uncertainty, and it's just a really stressful thing. And when you do get a client show up, often you got to take somebody who is less than your true standard because you're simply in a position of scarcity and desperation, and you got to get out of that if that's you. So let's talk about these 5. I wrote them down on the napkin that I dropped. The first myth that I see people believe is that they have to do Facebook ads. I got to do Facebook ads to my webinar. I need money for advertising. I have no money for advertising. What the fuck am I going to do? My solution is really, really simple. Who the hell said you got to do Facebook ads? Now, I don't want to shit talk all the people who are teaching Facebook ads to a webinar. It works. In fact, we actually grew our business August of 2016 from 0 to 50,000 a month using Facebook ads in a webinar. So I am a big fan, but understand that it is our way to be right. It is not the way to be right. And there are actually several others. Referrals are one, coaching, organic groups on LinkedIn, organic groups on Facebook. They all work. You can just distribute content. There's lots of ways to be right. And many of them can play into people who are much more natural introverts and don't want to show up big in a video like some people like doing. Another big myth that I see people have is this idea that you are a life coach or that you are a blank coach. And the reality is you are not, because what you call yourself to people is not what you actually do. And you are really more defined by the problems you help people solve. And so if you're this big generalist, chances are you're losing a whole lot of business by just even how you describe yourself to your clients, because they can't wrap their head around. Nobody really knows. As far as I've been asking, nobody knows what the fuck a life coach does. But if you say to people, I can make this problem right there go away, they understand you. So often I see one of the biggest myths people believe is that they are this thing and they put themselves in a category, and actually that category limits their ability to then go get people. So don't put yourself in any category. You are in a category of one. You are uniquely you. Third thing I see is I'm getting all the bad leads. I'm getting people, they're showing up, I have some traction, but I keep getting the cheapskates. Everybody's got no money. Well, I got news for you. Chances are they got more money than you think, and it is a way that you're showing up. Well, really simple example, we were in Thailand, and we took a ride from our hotel. It was about $3 US. Then we went to take a ride back to the exact location, and the guy said, $5. And we said, why not 3? It was just 3 to come back here. And he says, all right, 3. And of course, in that guy's experience, he's probably going to go away and say, you know, these people, they don't have any money. I'm trying to get $5 from him, and he, balked at that, and he's got no money, and he wants it for 3. But in actual reality, he just didn't give me any reasons why it was should have been $5. He didn't say, well, my cab's nicer than the other guys, or we put out a bottle of water, or I don't see anybody else around who's going to drive you, so I charge a $2 I'm here and they're not fee, right? So you got to come up with reasons for the fact that you're doing that. And what you'll find is people will show up with more money when you get around this sort of mental concept, because you are not getting all the bad leads. You don't have that worst luck like so many people think. Another thing I see is people getting really caught up in the tactics. So we mentioned earlier the Facebook ads. So here's an example. Say you've ran Facebook ads, and you got to have a really cool image to get somebody's attention. Well, the bad thing about that is if you don't learn the principle behind it, which is simply you got to capture somebody's attention and do that in a powerful way that leads into where you're going, you miss the principle. And why that's really important is because if you do this game long enough, like those of us who've been in it for 10 years or longer, what you'll see is things will pass. I knew many friends who made fortunes on Google AdWords because in the beginning it was 5 cents to get a click. So somebody would search, I want to buy a Make Money Online course, and it was 5 cents to get that person to click. And you could be really bad with your copy, and you could just send enough people and you would make money. But over time, those prices went up. Clicks suddenly became $10 in that same niche. And when it's $10 and you're selling a $47 ebook, a lot harder to monetize. But if you learn the principles behind it, it allows you to adapt from media to media, which is always going to be changing. So a big myth I see people is get really hung up in all the tactics, and they don't learn the lessons behind them. And then the last one I see is people getting caught up in certifications. And the only people who give a shit about certifications are the people selling the certifications. So if you're looking for a business model idea, sell certifications to people who think they need them. But in reality, clients never ask. And there's a much bigger reason why this is a potential problem for you. It's that you don't get to impact people. You don't get to help people. If it takes you 3 months or 6 months or a year or 2 years to get certified, unless you are legally required to, in that meantime, you're not helping people, and people are actually losing out on all the gifts and all the treasure you bring to the world, and then, of course, your own income, your own family. So if you're in the certification trap, stop, because it is not helping you, and it is not helping your clients any bit at all. So those are the 5 myths. If you're believing them, you're going to have a hard time getting clients, and if you get over them, everything gets a whole lot easier. So Frankie Finn, may the force be with you.